Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening. It is Fantasy Talk with SJB and Hacker. How's he doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. Better than yesterday.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen.
Well, before we get into the Fantasy Talk, we got to say it. You're wearing the hat. Congratulations, Tigers. You clinched a spot of berth in the postseason. October baseball is happening.
Yes, it is. It was a rocky road down the stretch to get there, but, props to them for getting there. And right before we went live, we saw that Cleveland won on a hit by pitch with the bases loaded. So it comes down to tomorrow on if we hoist the AL Central title for the first time since 2014, I believe.
Yep. That was a disappointing season that year, too.
Yes, it was.
We had a better team that year.
We had a much better team. We had a World Series roster back then.
Before we get into the fantasy football talk, I got to address it because when you're talking about the Tigers, you got to talk about who's their MVP. For me, it's Skubal, and the reason why is the wins above replacement for the position players behind him. Number one is Gleyber Torres. Number two, I can't remember who it is. 3 was Zach McKinstry. 4th was Torkelson. And 5th is Riley Green.
Wow.
Oh, look who we got. It's Smoking Dad.
What's up?
Yeah. Good to see you, Dan. But Tigers clinch. They beat Boston, and that's because Houston lost earlier today. So that's what made that happen, if I remember right. Correct?
Houston lost last night to LA, the Angels, and they play later tonight. But with Cleveland winning, their season's dead. They had to have Cleveland lose. So with them losing yesterday and us winning today, that clinched us the spot.
And you know what's horrible about that is now that means whether we're first place in our division or if we end up with that 7th seed, guess who we play?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't matter. It just matters on who gets home field advantage.
Right. And that hasn't mattered either.
No, not really.
Just saying. Cleveland's had our number 3 years in a row.
They have. Unfortunately. It sucks, but it's the way it is.
What's weird is 3 years ago we were a totally awful team and it was 500 that year, but they've been over 500 ever since. And the year before that, when we owned them, we were a bottom feeder.
Yeah.
And that made no sense to me because they won the division, if I remember right, that year. Or took second, one of the two. But they made the playoffs is what I'm getting at.
My favorite memory still of when playing Cleveland is back, I think, in 2012 when we went to the World Series during the regular season. Miguel Cabrera was at the plate and hit a walk-off, I think it was a 3-run home run against Cleveland in the bottom of the 10th. And that was just that imprints in my brain, and the call by Mario and Pimba and Rod Allen. There was just the cherry on top as well.
My favorite was watching Kirk Gibson hit that bomb over the right field fence, the one that went across the street into the lumber yard of the old Ace Lumber Warehouse.
Yep, at a Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And because they didn't know where it landed, they had to estimate by where it went. And they said in modern day measurements, that probably would have been a 705-foot moonshot.
Holy shit.
because that's where it stopped. They
Right.
don't know where it landed. They don't know if it hit like a pile of wood and dropped or whatever, because it was near a stack of 2x4s or 4x4s or something. But
That's crazy. That's insane.
so for fantasy football, who was our leaders in week 3?
All right, week 3 PPR fantasy leaders. At the top spot, we have wide receiver Trey Tucker with the Las Vegas Raiders. He scored a whopping 40.9 fantasy points, 8 receptions on 9 targets, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And
Good.
what's even crazier is they lost that game.
Yeah, they lost.
That's just insane.
Who was number 2?
Number 2, we have Jonathan Taylor from out of the Indianapolis Colts. He scored 32.8 PPR points. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, and he led all of ESPN fantasy winners list for week 3.
Wow. And who was 3rd?
Third, believe it or not, was a defense. Can you guess which one?
Chicago.
No, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Both of them had a very good defense that week.
Yeah. 3. They dropped 30 fantasy points for a defense.
Good. Great. Googly moogly.
I don't have the exact stats of what they did, but I know they had a few interceptions on Jake Browning. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you do defenses in your leagues and you had the Vikings, well, congratulations. You probably won your week that week. Number 4, we have our very own running back, David Montgomery.
Yes.
At 29.4 points. He had his stats up.
162 yards, was it?
Let me. Mr. Montgomery had 151 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had 1 reception for 13 yards against the Ravens. And did I say how much he scored? 29.4 if I didn't say that. And then at number 5 is Caleb Williams.
He had a game.
He did have a game. He had a career game against the Cowboys, went 19 for 28 for 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and was awarded for the first time in his career NFC Offensive Player of the Week nod.
Yep, and he also got the air and ground FedEx Player of the Week.
Did he? Okay, good on him.
I think he had a couple rushing touchdowns as well, if I remember right.
I think so, yeah. And then outside of the top 5, you had Jalen Hurts, who scored 29 points, Hunter Henry with 29, and Mark Andrews with 27.1.
Yeah, Mark Andrews is tearing us up.
Yes. And he got that 1 garbage time touchdown, which I know in our league decided some pretty close matchups. I don't know. Do you have Mark Andrews?
I thought I did. Yeah, I know I got him on one of them. Wasn't there 19 tight ends taken in our draft?
I lost track of who went where. It was a tight end draft.
It was. So far, for total points in the season, I have the top 3 at each skill position. Number 1 is Lamar Jackson. Despite how bad he was last week, he did great in weeks 1 and 2. Josh Allen was number 2, and Caleb Williams was number 3 at quarterback so far.
Wow, okay.
Running back, Jonathan Taylor. The guy that has ankles that are deteriorating and made out of Scotch tape and super glue, Christian McCaffrey and James Cook, the 3rd. Here's the weird one is wide receiver. Number 1 is Puka Nacua. Number 2 is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And number 3, 10 wide receivers are tied behind them.
Wow.
But as far as I'm concerned, the notable one plays along with Caleb Williams is Rome Odunze.
Yes, he's having a good start to his season this year.
You know who's not in that top those 10 players right there?
Jamison Williams.
Ooh, yeah, he's not in there, but it's bigger than that.
Are we talking Justin Jefferson?
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Talik Hill, and Jalen Waddle are not included in those 10 players.
Wow. I can understand Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. That offense in Miami is horrible. Don't trust Tua to save my life.
And the top 3 tight ends so far is Jake Ferguson out of Dallas, Juwan Johnson out of New Orleans, and Hunter Henry from New England.
Okay.
That's weird because Tucker Kraft was up there for 2
Yeah.
weeks and then had that disappear week last week. That Browns defense is legit.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
So that is your scoring leader so far. Through the season, that's total combined points with the PPR. So that's what I was going off of.
Okay.
And these rankings were based on actual fantasy scoring leaders through the initial weeks of 2025 season, which is subject to change as the season progresses. That's
So is
the
there
caveat added.
anyone on that list kind of like surprise you? Like you didn't anticipate them to be this productive?
I did not expect Puka and Amon-Ra to be above Jamar and Justin because they usually aren't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Puka Nacua is having that Cooper Cup type of year with Stafford right now, whose neck is held together with Scott Staples Superfood.
You talking about Stafford?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he's one bad sack away, and I feel sorry for the Rams because they have to face a Colts team that's playing very well without Jared Verse. Good night, Spoken Dad. Love you.
Good night, sir.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I won again. That's 2 weeks in a row. I'm on.
Yes, you did.
Granted, it was on the back of Mark Andrews.
Hey, I mean, a win's a win.
And,
No,
and David Beckham.
you have Tyler Warren in our league.
I got Tyler Warren. That's the other league I got him. That's right.
But I mean, probably Monty helping you last week.
Oh, Monty helped a bunch.
Mm-hmm. And I think with the situation with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson not being on that list is 100% due to the quarterback that's throwing them the ball.
But what really hurt him the most was him having CeeDee Lamb and going out in the first quarter with no points.
Mm-hmm.
You never want to see that. I don't care if you're playing against somebody. I hate winning due to an injury. And let's face it, if CeeDee Lamb plays that game, he wins this game. He wins that matchup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tyler Warren had his worst game, but they did score 41 points versus Tennessee. Which up until that point, Tennessee was in the top 5 for scoring defense. Because
Yeah, they had a decent defense last year to start the season.
They were number 1 until they faced the Lions.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that. I think Titans fans everywhere, they tighten up in different areas than the way they mean it to be. That's the type of loss for your team that makes your team's fans butthole pucker.
Yeah. But I mean, us as Lions fans we understand that feeling. We understand that feeling better than any other fan base in the NFL.
You know what team I think is going to feel that the most this year because of how long he'll be out? That's the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Horrific defense. Had a prolific offense as long as their quarterback plays, and he can't play.
And we play the Lions play the Bengals next week, correct?
It's either the Bengals or the Chiefs next week. I can't remember which. I think we play the Chiefs and the Bengals. I could be wrong.
So, I mean, I was anticipating that game to be kind of a little bit like a shootout, like I was anticipating the Ravens game to be. But without Joe Burrow, I mean, I expect us to kind of feast on that defense now.
Yeah, it's Bengals next week. You're right. And then
Okay.
it's the Chiefs. Then the Bucks come to town. Then the Vikings come to town. Then the Lions go to the Commanders. Then the Lions go to the Eagles. Then the Giants come to town. Then the Packers come back to town. Then the Cowboys come back to town.
Can I say that I am super pleased that we don't have an early week bye?
Oh, we know all about it.
Oh,
Next week is the Packers bye.
yes. And that was our bye last year.
Yep, and it really didn't hurt because Hutch wasn't hurt yet. You know what I'm saying? But would it have helped? Could he have come back a week earlier if he'd have got hurt a week earlier? 100%. I don't care what anybody says. But if Hutch is out on that Dallas game with what he did to Dak Prescott in that game, I don't think we win that game.
No. Probably not. But, heading into week 4, want to go over kind of like our waiver wire pickups?
Sure. Let's go look in the league, see who's available. In ours, anyways.
Yeah, I got our league queued up
It's a good judge.
So for
top scorers available: Marcus Mariota, Geno Smith. I got the all up, and it's putting.
Yeah, so do I.
Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Flacid, Spencer Rattler. That you know it's bad when you see Spencer Rattler's up there. Carson Wentz, Jake Browning. He's on the waiver wire.
I don't think anyone's going to pick up Jake Browning after what he did.
Got down.
Trey Tucker.
Yeah,
he might be. I mean, he went off last year, or not last year. He went off last week. Had a career game.
But he's not available now.
Oh, you bastard!
Cavante Turner.
I was thinking the same thing before you did it.
I was doing it when you said it.
Okay, so moving on.
Cavante Turpin, Calvin Austin, Jalen Tolbert, the New England Patriots defense. There is another one in there that people may want to pick up because he's becoming a favorite target, and Worthy's just coming back. You might want to pick up Tyquan Thornton.
And this is, I think Worthy's coming back this week.
Yep,
but
he does come back this week, but
he's been sitting since week 1, so you don't exactly know what you're going to get out of Worthy. And who does Kansas City plays the Ravens today, or not today, but this week. So that defense is going to be looking for a redemption game, especially after what the Lions were able to do to them on Monday night.
Woody Marks is still available. Then Mr. Longbomb for the Rams, Joshua Carty. Evan Ingram's out there. You're getting into people where you're just like, no.
You're picking up flyers at this point, getting this far down.
With Hurst being out, is the Rams defense a good pickup for somebody with a struggling defense?
Jermaine Kearse is out?
Jared Verse.
Oh, Jared Verse. I think you said Kearse. I mean, that's their best pass rusher.
Right. But at the same time, they're still projected to get 7 points knowing he's out.
But they are also facing Indianapolis.
Right. That is the only thing that makes me go.
So, I mean,
as bad as they play.
What's up, Ralph?
Hey, Ralph, good to see you, brother. Glad you're back home. Washington Commanders defense might be a good pickup since they're playing Michael Penix.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, do you think, in your opinion, if Penix has another game like he did last week, will we see Kirk Cousins kind of come back off the bench?
I don't think you will.
No.
And the reason why is because of where they picked him. They're going to let him ride and die this week. They're going to ride and die on the Penix this month, this year.
The whole year?
The whole year. I think the only way, if you get to like maybe week 9 and they're completely out of it, no shot of getting there, you might see him bring Kirk Cousins in, but I think he'll be trade bait.
Well, especially if another team loses a quarterback.
Right.
Which I know, I mean, Minnesota, we don't. Because it's not looking very good for Mr. McCarthy out there in Mini.
No.
Which is unfortunate because I'm a Michigan fan, but I kind of said that he wouldn't transition well into the NFL.
I wouldn't do it this week, but to put him on your bench in case you got a bye week coming up. Cleveland Browns defense would be a good pick.
That would be a good pickup.
I'm just looking to see if there's any diamonds in the rough down here that I think could have a breakout, and I really don't see any.
Let's see what Fantasy Pros has to say for this.
Noah Gray might be a good pickup because he seems to be the better red zone target for the Chiefs.
So I'm on the Fantasy Pros website, and they have for their number one waiver target for this year is Geno Smith against the Bears.
Gee, wonder.
He's rostered in 27% of fantasy leagues, and they're saying, he's coming off an outstanding performance against the Commanders in Week 3. He completed 65.5% of his passes, 29 pass attempts for 289 yards, and 3 touchdowns, all to Trey Tucker, scoring 26. Smith is an excellent streaming option for Week 4. Last week, Dak Prescott had only 1 passing touchdown and 12 fantasy points against the Bears. But the Bears are not the Bears. The Cowboys are probably without CeeDee Lamb for a while.
Mm-hmm. So any of those people in Dallas might be a decent pickup because they're going to have to throw to somebody.
Yeah, and they might also lean on the run game a little bit more. So
Javonte
Williams is going to be a target. He's probably rostered in a good majority of leagues, though. Their number 2 pickup is Braylon Allen, the rookie running back from the Jets. Rostered in 28 leagues, and their matchup this week is against the Miami Dolphins. What a snoozer for a Monday Night Football game. The 0-3 Jets against the 0-3 Dolphins. Exactly. They have to follow up. I mean, not to sound like a homer or anything, but they have to follow up Lions and Ravens.
Wow. And Barkley is playing against Tampa Bay. Will he be the next Miles Sanders versus them? And you know what I'm talking about. Is this the game where Saquon Barkley ends up hitting the Madden curse?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
When. Mm-hmm.
Because so far, every current player that's been on there, other than, well, no, you can't even say that because when it started was 2000. That was the first time they started using player images on the cover. They used to be just John Madden saying Madden football up until that point. They actually put a digital image of Barry Sanders on the cover of Madden 2000, and that was the year he retired before the season started.
Oh.
Well, there was 100,000 copies printed with him on the cover. Then they recalled them, and they changed it to Garrison Hurst.
Okay.
Of the 49ers.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Just one of those moment.
Yeah, right. Makes you kind of sit and think.
Ooh-wee.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of else as like solid waiver wire pickups. This one has Christian Kirk listed, but I don't know. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Houston offense.
Right.
CJ Stroud is hitting a. Is this his third? This isn't his sophomore slump, is it? Or is it? Is this his second year in the league, JB?
Who? Who's
CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud is his third.
It's his third? Okay.
Yes, James Burgess, you're absolutely right. Goff is not a bridge quarterback.
No, far from.
So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up out of defenses. Let's talk about the defenses that are available in our league. The New Orleans Saints should be. The Cleveland Browns, valid.
Valid. That's a good pickup.
Tennessee Titans, I think it's valid because that defense is good. New York Giants, stay right where they are.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys, stay right where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what defense is only given up? Yep, Stroud's third, he said. Has only given up 24.3 points per game this year. And you'll be surprised. The Carolina Panthers.
Really?
Yeah. The Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they've got a good record, has given up more points per game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right.
The New York Jets have only given up 23.5 points per game. The Chicago Bears has given up 24.8. Everybody says the Commanders don't have a defense, but they only average giving up 22.8 points per game. Atlanta Falcons, even though they just got torched. No, that's it. They got torched by
the Panthers.
By the Panthers. They're only giving up 20.8. Miami Dolphins are only giving up 21. Guess what defense is only giving up 18.8 points per game? Just a wild guess.
Patriots.
You're absolutely right.
Oh. Wow. I mean, not surprising with Mike Vrabel as their head coach. He's a defensive-minded head coach.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't understand why people say the Commanders don't have a defense.
Yeah, too bad they don't run a spy. They might stop a mobile quarterback.
I mean, he never ran a spy when he was in Detroit.
3 times in 4 years. One sit. Persol, Waddle, or Genty, and DK. Ooh, sit one.
I say Waddle.
I say Waddle or Genty. Genty has not done well. I don't see him doing well against the stout run defense with Chicago. In a tough spot with CD out, shaking up my flex in a PPR, do I need to start to Etienne and Pollard or Chase Brown? Yikes.
Which ETN are we talking about?
I hope he's talking about the one that plays for Jaguars and not the one that plays for Carolina.
I don't know
for
about
me,
Chase
it would be a toss-up between Waddle and Genty here. And I'm leaning towards Genty because he had a good game, but he still has yet to score a touchdown. Waddle, at least if he's in the game, scores touchdown, and he was just announced as healthy. He said Travis.
Travis, okay. I would probably, I would start probably Travis and
Chase Brown.
Chase Brown.
Yeah, because the Titans' offensive line is awful.
Yeah.
Why do you
Yeah,
want Pollard?
they're not obviously they're not going to throw the ball with Jake Browning. At least
And
not very
if
much.
you can grab Trey Tucker out of your available wide receivers, I'd grab that.
Absolutely.
Unless you're in our league.
He's not. I don't think.
He's not anymore.
Well, he's not even available in our league, so it don't even matter.
Yeah, no. I as soon as I saw it, I was like, alrighty, that's better than Kyle Monangai.
Yeah.
Technically better than Xavier Leggett, who has yet to score a point this season. Not scared of Houston's defense versus ATN. No. They're more of a quarterback attacking defense. He's still going to get his screen passes. He's still going to get you. If you're in a PPR league, whether it's half point or a point, he's going to get you 2 points and a half point and 4 points in a regular one. 4 points plus whatever yards he gets is huge. And he is elusive enough to make guys miss, but he's not strong enough to like bounce out of stuff all the time. Usually only bounces off corners and safeties, as long as the safeties aren't hard hitters like Brandon Kirby or Kyle Hamilton. Just trying to be realistic. I like at the end.
So, kind of a little bit of defensive stats on the Texans that I found through this year. So they've had 70 rush attempts with 236 rushing yards allowed at 3.4 yards per carry. They've allowed 1 rushing touchdown, and the longest run is 25 yards. They've allowed 10 first downs, and their rush first down percentage is about 14.3%. So they're limiting the explosive runs, but kind of giving up areas where it's like short, like
between the 20
or something.
Between the 20.
Yep.
It looks like they're like the defense of the Lions last year. They're clamping down in the red zone and trying to clamp down on third down. Correct?
Correct.
But like first and second downs is where most of the teams do their damage, it looks like, right?
What was that? I'm sorry.
First and second down is where the teams do the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
They got a win rate of 14.3 versus the run on first down. That's not that good. That means 85.7 people are successful. Correct?
Correct. Plus, I would also think that they're going to try. The Jaguars are going to try to kind of get Will Anderson not to be a threat when passing the ball. So I believe they're going to try to get the run game going first.
And if you can pick up Buell, the rookie, get him. He's more of the power back. He replaced Tank Bigsby. Just saying. Yeah.
But that's all I really have for like waiver wire pickups. Oh, should I burn Buffalo?
Polling: should I burn Buffalo in the Survivor Week and get a cute, or try Houston versus Tennessee? No. Tucker Kraft has been more consistent than what Tyler Warren has been. I would seriously consider throwing Tucker Kraft in there, especially since they're going to Dallas, who can't cover a tight end with a blanket. So my wide receivers starting in one league this week, not ours, is Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, and Ibuka. I think that's a pretty solid wide receiver core in fantasy.
Yeah.
Would I start him over Etienne? I might, but Etienne played Texans last week.
Does your league? I guess my question would be: does your league have a tight end premium set up?
Because this week Etienne is versus the San Francisco defense.
Because I think that would make a difference. When you agree, JB, if they have a tight end premium, that would make Tucker Kraft more valuable to start over ETN.
Right, and especially if it's a full point PPR.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker Kraft will get more targets naturally, unless he ends up being like last year and start missing time.
But looking ahead into week 4, kind of going down our league, JB, you're playing against AJ this week.
Mm-hmm.
You're down in an early 12 to nothing hole, but you've got all your players still. No
Right.
premium, full PPR. Then I would go ETN over Kraft.
Yep. Because if you had that tight end premium, you definitely would put Kraft in there over at the end. But with it being at the end, and he's actually going against the San Francisco defense, which has not been great. It's just been good enough. This is their test traveling west, but it's a test for that defense to see if they can stop somebody else's run game. They don't have Hargraves. They don't have Kinlaw. They don't have Greenlaw. You know, they lost.
They lost a lot on the defensive side.
They just lost the first.
And they just lost Nick Bosa.
They lost Nick Bosa for the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 huge losses. And Nick Bosa was just last week, if I remember right. Wasn't that a Achilles? No. Achilles for him? Or was it the patella?
I think it was his patella.
I thought it was both Najee and Nick in the same day due to Achilles, but I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe it was. I know it.
I know that everybody else was a patella the week before.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. We've had 5 patella injuries this year.
Just the injuries by themselves is crazy. We've had 4 or 5 quarterbacks go down due to injury.
Let's see, who does Buffalo play this week, though?
Oh. Buffalo plays the Saints.
Oh, God, yeah. If you want the cute win and just to get it over with, you know they're blowing them out. It's going to be they're going to be 70-0 by halftime.
Oh, I wouldn't. They could drop 100 on them. I wouldn't be surprised.
I seen somebody do a meme where it said 150-0, and I about died.
I mean,
And this is
that's
the
a bad
week they were
matchup.
thinking about bringing Chris Olave back, and I think they looked at they were playing Buffalo, and they said, "No, fuck that."
Oh shit.
I know. I wouldn't bring him back versus Buffalo.
No. Josh Allen probably is going to be the fantasy scorer of the week. By the end of that, he could have 50 fantasy points by when it's all said and done.
He could get 50 at the half.
He could have 50 at the half.
that defense can't stop a cold. That defense is so soft, they call it melted popcorn butter. And that's just like that running back that we heard about over there in Baltimore. King Butterfinger.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine? What if what if he has another late round, like fourth quarter game fumble against Kansas City?
Remember, he almost lost it to Miami because of that.
I know.
And he did lose to the Bills, and they definitely lost to the Lions.
Oh, absolutely. But he has fumbled in every single game so far.
4 fumbles altogether. He had 2 fumbles in one, if I remember right, and that was the Bills.
I think he had 2 against Miami or 2 against
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Miami? I thought it was 2 against Buffalo in week
Maybe
1.
it was Buffalo.
The one was early, and it didn't equal any points, so nobody thought anything of it. But the other one was during that 15-point swing. But everybody forgets that year that he set the record for carries, he had 12 fumbles that year too. That does not include the postseason. Postseason stats are tracked separately. In that game where that defense put up 9 sacks against the Bengals and they should have won, King Henry fumbled 3 times.
Oh wow!
But that was back when the Bengals had a defense.
They need to do something about their offense. Their offensive line is horrible.
Their offensive line is offensive.
Yeah.
Just ask Joe Burrow.
Ask his turf toe. He's going to turn in. I mean, I'm afraid he's going to turn into Andrew Luck if they don't do anything.
He already is. As far as I'm concerned, he is Andrew Luck.
He just hasn't retired yet.
He's Matt Stafford as a Lion.
I like that comparison.
He's a gunslinger. He can put the ball down the field into players' hands. He fits it into tight windows. He's not afraid to take that risky throw.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bite him in the ass every now and then? Yes, because his defense damn sure isn't stopping the other offense.
That's actually I really like that comparison. The Bengals to the early 2000 Lions. In like 2010s.
Yeah, the 2010 Lions. From Matt Stafford until Goff.
Right.
Matt Stafford did a lot of things that helped the Lions out to win, and that a lot of Lions fans do not want to give him credit for. They want to say it was this and that and the other. I mean, now the 2014-15 season when we lost to Dallas in the wild card, Jim Caldwell's first year, let's not forget that was what Mayhew and Schwartz built for that defense, and that defense was either second or third all time in NFL history for yards per game at the end of the season, rushing again. I think it was 59.9 or 59.8. It was insane. It was under 60 yards a game.
Wow.
There was one game where there was negative 10 yards for the total for the other team.
Oh,
shit. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is? Yep, we had 20 carries for negative 10 yards.
Ouch.
Because even a bad team rushes the ball 20 times.
Right.
That's what I was getting at. We know we were a bad team for a long time. We used to rush the ball only 20 times because we couldn't get it going. The woes of being a 55-year-old Lion. I've seen way more bad than good.
Yeah, you've had the Lions suck for half your life. I've only had the Lions suck for a quarter of mine.
I've had the Lions suck for 90% of my life. They've only been good 10% of it. At least I'm realistic. There's been 5 great seasons with the Lions. The 91 season. The last 3. Because to go 9-8 and just miss the playoffs after we started 1-7, that was great because the best thing about it was winning that last game in Lambeau.
Getting Green Bay to kicked out of the playoffs. That was a win for me.
That year, that was our Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. Knocking them out of the playoffs was the Lions' Super Bowl that year, and we acted like it. And I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to. And I'm talking, we saw fans come out of the woodwork from that. And now we got wine and cheese totaling rich kids out of Livonia and Westwood. All those places down in Detroit where the rich people are coming to see the Lions play in person now. Detroit Lions rushing post Barry and pre-Dan nauseating Bryson between the tackles. No! Yes, exactly, James Burgess. Post Barry in pre-Barry, we were kind of spoiled for a little while too, from 1980 through 85 with Billy Sims. We were, and then 88. Was that 88 or the 89 draft when we got Barry? I can't remember. It was 89. He played 10 seasons. 1980 Rookie of the Year, Billy Sims, NFL Rookie of the Year. Back when it wasn't a QB award.
So, who do you have for your breakout, for your predictions for the upcoming week? Who is your breakout player for week 4?
Yeah, I know. James Burgess, I have a funny story about that. The ortho surgeon that fixed his knees, orthopedic. That's what I'm thinking of. His name was Brian Ortman. Flash forward to 1991, and he was a part of a new stitching process for Achilles tendon. Yours truly severed his Achilles tendon. Brian Ortman was the doctor who put my Achilles tendon together.
Oh, wow.
95, he died of a heart attack while snowmobiling with his kids. He sat there and goes, I don't know how good this micro stitching that we use that melts away inside, but it's something new that we're trying. And it's supposed to make it as good or close to good as it was before the surgery. As long as you don't end up with a big lump in your Achilles tendon, you'll be fine. You may never run again, but you'll walk. In 1997, I ran a 4.740 as a smoker.
Wow.
And I was overweight by then. At least I admit it. But I did that because they said, the way you smoke, you can't beat a 5-second 40 time. And I was blocked by some guys at work. And I said, I don't know. I was pretty fast. And yeah, right, white boy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got $50 that says you won't beat a 5-second 40. And I said, make it 100. I was confident I was doing it.
Ooh, the confidence. I like it.
Ran a 4.72.
And left $100 richer.
200 because the other guy got in on the action.
Oh,
too.
Even better.
Both my coworkers, they were like, yeah, he ain't doing that. And I got to the end, I stretched a little bit, and lit up another cigarette.
Pay up.
And let's face it, in 97 in Tennessee, $100 was almost 8 cartons of cigarettes.
Not no more.
Last 40 years, I've seen a lot of good in soft tissue injury recovery. Yes, and like I said, 91 was the first time that you could recover from Achilles tendon in under a year. It wasn't a career ender anymore, is what I was getting at. It still was considered that professionally until I think about 94, 95. But the guy that broke the mold and came back the fastest after the Achilles tendon surgery, I have his signed helmet right here. He's currently a Minnesota Viking. Cam Akers.
Oh, wow.
Remember, he was back and on the field in 10 months.
Yeah, I remember. He actually had a good
He's had
The
a decent
playoff.
career. He had a
He had,
great
yeah,
playoff run that year.
he had a
He was,
when Goff was a Ram, when they both were Rams.
yeah, because I know they missed it in 2018. Wasn't it 2019 they went back to the playoff? Yes.
Was that no?
19 they made it back to the playoffs, but they lost in
That
the
was against
round.
the Patriots, right? That was the
No,
snooze
no, no. That
fest.
was the 2018. That was still Todd Gurley then.
Okay.
I'm talking about they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. They made it to the playoffs and they lost in the divisional round. They won the wild card game, but they lost the divisional round.
Oh, against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the first time we had Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So breakout player for week 4. Who do you think is gonna light up the fantasy boards this week?
This week at quarterback, I think it's Josh Allen, the 100%. At running back, I'm expecting another big game out of Monty.
Okay.
I think he's got the oomph to get through this Browns defense. And if not, it's going to be Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
It's one of them two. I can't say I trust Henry to have a good running game versus the Chiefs because they're stout against the run.
Marvin Harrison Jr. He already had his week 4 matchup. He got a touchdown.
Yep, he finally got on the board with a touchdown. It's his first one of the season. Congratulations. It only took you 4 weeks. At this rate, you'll have 3 by the end of the season. Maybe 4. Good Lord. You talk about a letdown. That guy was supposed to be the next best thing coming out of Ohio State. And
I mean, I can't blame it entirely on him. He has no one to throw to. Like, his quarterback.
I say his quarterback does suck. His quarterback has to throw outside the numbers because he can't see over the offensive line. The only guy that has a harder time seeing over the middle is Bryce Young. And
So
that's because he's an inch shorter.
I can't blame it all on Marvin Harrison Jr. If he was on a different team, then it would be a better. No, Kyler doesn't elevate wide receivers at all.
Nope, but he does a good job of making Trey McBride look good.
Well, yeah, because he's so huge. That's the only one he can see.
And he goes, unintended. God, I love you, James. I missed you commenting on our show.
So, yeah, I agree with you. Quarterback is going to be Josh Allen. Running back, and I hope I'm wrong because I'm playing against him this week in fantasy, but I think James Cook is going to have another good week.
James Cook probably will have a good week. I forgot about him, and they're up against.
And I don't want him to, just for the fact that Tim has him on his fantasy team, and I'm playing him. Ooh. And I really want to beat him because he's the only undefeated left.
The guy that hasn't really shown up yet for the Bills should be a quiet breakout wide receiver this week. Khalil Shakir. I'm back mostly. Deal with possible borderline humor. I love it. Love it. Did you like the little meme I got here? King Butterfingers Henry.
So, but I wouldn't be surprised if Monty and Taylor has a game too. But I think Cook is going to be up there as well. Wide receiver.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with the homer pick, Amon-Ra.
I mean, he had the week before versus Chicago, he had 9 receptions, 115 yards, and 2 touchdowns?
Yes.
If I remember right. Mm-hmm. And then last week he had 7 receptions for 77 yards and a tutty.
And 1 touchdown. Okay, I'm going to change my pick. It's not going to be St. Brown. It's going to be Ladd McConkey. He's going to have a breakout game.
Shakir is, but he hasn't had the ball go his way a lot. And since he came back from that lower leg injury, I don't think he was quite 100%. And now that he's 3 weeks back on the field, I think this is going to be his breakout game. That's why I put him as a quiet breakout. You think Ladd McConkey is going to be?
I say McConkey because they're going up against the Giants.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot it's the Chargers.
So I'm banking on a good game from him and the Chargers defense.
There's another quarterback that could break out. He
Jackson Dart.
Justin Herbert.
Oh, Justin Herbert. Oh, yeah. I thought he was going for a second. I thought he was going
No, Jackson Dart.
Giants way.
Jackson Dart, if he gets 15, it's better than Russell Wilson.
Absolutely. But yeah, Justin Herbert. I just like the matchup against New Orleans better for Buffalo than.
I got to stop being mean to the Giants. Dan Leonard is a fan. I didn't ask anybody.
But why?
I benched Javonte Williams for McConkey as my flex and my main money this week. Ooh.
Well, I hope it works out for you.
That's a bold move.
That is a bold move, but
I like it though. I do like it.
I mean, the Bears' run defense hasn't been horrible.
No.
So, I mean, I like it.
And
hope it works out for you.
I think Javonte actually had a decent fantasy week last week versus the Bears.
Oh yeah, they're not playing the Bears anymore. Why am I a week behind?
You're looking on the wrong week on your sheet.
I don't know.
You're not with it.
I'm not with it. So but the Cowboys are playing the Packers.
Yeah, Cowboys are playing the Packers.
Okay, that's gonna be I think that's gonna be a good game.
You know what? That's a streak I wouldn't mind seeing ending. You know what streak I'm talking about?
The Cowboys beating the Packers.
No, the Packers beating the Cowboys because they have done it every game since AT&T Stadium has been built. That's officially Lambeau South until further notice.
Excluding the playoffs, right? Because I'm pretty sure the Cowboys beat the.
No, remember the Cowboys spanked the crap out of them and then lost to the 49ers next week.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It was like a 42-10 game type thing for the Packers. I hate myself for typing vomits on screen. I'm rooting for it. We all are.
Yeah.
As North fans and Lions fans, we are. But we're coming to the close of the show. And as always, on this show, there's only one team we hate in the North more than any other. And sometimes it's this one, because just ask BA. He hates them the most. But for me, it's 100%. F-E. Fuck the Packers. Go Cowboys.
That's the only time we'll say that.
It's the only time I'll ever utter those words in my mouth.
Vomit off screen.
Oh no, I'd have done it on screen if I just said it again. But try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. And remember, I'm going live out of Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Because I still work at Brandon, so I might as well promote them. They may not be sponsoring me, but they did. And I'm not going to put up pictures. I'm not going to do all of that stuff. But come and see us. I'm there every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 2 p.m. to close. Come see me. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.
Where you could go, or can a guy go for great tires, awesome service with reasonable prices after driving away from deja vu, drunk and wrecking their tires. Brandon, that's it. You got it. Have a great night.
This is a